The morning at the Human Academy began like any other day. Students walked to class, teachers prepared lessons, and the bright glass buildings reflected the golden light of sunrise. No one expected danger. No one expected fear. And no one expected that the quiet sky above the academy would suddenly split open. The first person to notice the strange light was a security guard on the outer gate. He looked up confused when he saw a thin blue crack forming in the clouds. It was not lightning. It was not a plane. It was something else, something alive. The light grew brighter and brighter until the guard had to cover his eyes. A loud humming sound rolled over the academy grounds, shaking windows and making the air feel heavy. Students stopped walking. Teachers stepped out of classrooms. Everyone watched the sky with silent fear. Then the crack in the sky opened wide and a dark shape fell through it. At first it looked like a giant shadow twisting and turning, but when it came closer the shadow took form. It had claws. It had armor. It had a long, curved head and sharp teeth that glowed. It was an alien, and it was not here for peace. The alien landed on the academy grounds with a heavy crash that sent dust flying in all directions. The ground shook under its feet. Students screamed. Alarms began to sound. Teachers shouted for everyone to take shelter. Some ran inside the buildings. Others froze where they stood. The alien looked around slowly, scanning everything with cold, glowing eyes. It seemed to be searching for something. People who had seen aliens before knew this was not one of the friendly ones. Its armor was scarred from battles. Its movements were too quiet, too smooth, like a hunter. And the worst thing was the expression on its face. It looked like a creature that enjoyed fear. The alien took one step forward, and the ground cracked slightly under its weight. Its voice was low and metallic when it finally spoke. It was a strange language, but the message was clear. It came to destroy the Human Academy. Chaos broke loose. Students ran in all directions. Gates locked down. Defense drones flew in from the nearest tower, ready to protect the academy. They aimed their weapons at the alien, but the alien was faster. It moved like a shadow. With one swipe of its arm, it smashed a drone into pieces. Another drone shot at it, but the creature dodged the beam and tore the machine apart with its claws. Sparks flew everywhere. The alien didn't slow down. It walked forward step by step, unstoppable. And yet in all that chaos, one small boy did not run. He stood near the front courtyard, holding a small backpack and watching the alien with calm eyes. He was around 10 years old, with curly blonde hair and a gentle face. He did not scream. He did not hide. He simply watched the creature like someone who wasn't afraid of anything. Some teachers saw him and shouted for him to run, but the boy didn't move. Instead, he opened his backpack and whispered something inside it. A moment later, a honey badger jumped out. The creature was small compared to the alien, but its presence changed the entire atmosphere instantly. It stood in front of the boy, staring at the alien with fearless eyes. Its teeth were sharp, its claws ready, and its expression was almost angry. The honey badger made a deep growling sound that echoed strangely loud across the courtyard. The alien stopped walking. It tilted its head, confused, almost insulted that something so small would stand in its way. It took a step closer, lowering its head toward the honey badger as if trying to understand what this tiny creature was doing. The honey badger did not move back. It growled louder, showing its sharp teeth. It seemed ready to attack something 10 times bigger than itself. Students hiding behind walls peeked out, shocked and confused. Why was a child's pet standing against a deadly alien invader? The boy spoke in a calm, confident voice. His tone was soft, but it carried through the courtyard like a command. "My honey badger will handle you." Those words traveled through the air and cut through the fear around them. Some students gasped. Some thought the boy had lost his mind. But others felt something strange, a feeling that maybe the boy wasn't joking. The alien looked at the honey badger, then at the boy. For the first time since it had appeared, it seemed unsure. It made a strange, clicking sound, like laughter, but then something in the honey badger's eyes made the alien stop again. The honey badger took one step forward. A single, tiny step, but it felt like thunder. The creature's fur rose, its claws extended. Its eyes locked onto the alien like it had already decided the outcome of this fight. The alien shifted its stance, preparing for battle. It raised its claws and opened its jaws, ready to attack the small creature that dared challenge it. But before the alien could move, the honey badger let out a roar so fierce and sharp that even the humans watching felt it in their bones. The alien flinched, surprised by the sound. For a moment, time slowed. The boy stood completely still behind his honey badger, trusting it completely. Students held their breath. Teachers watched with wide eyes. No one understood how a small child and a tiny creature could face an enemy like this. But the honey badger understood. It was not afraid. It never was. The alien charged. The honey badger leaped forward. And the unexpected war truly began. The alien's charge shook the ground as it rushed forward, claws raised, ready to strike. Its armored feet cracked the tiles of the courtyard with every step. Its sharp teeth glowed brighter, and its long tail whipped through the air like a blade. Students hiding behind the walls felt the vibration through their feet and squeezed their eyes shut, terrified of what might come next. But the honey badger did not step back. It ran straight toward the alien with surprising speed. For something so small, it moved like a bolt of lightning. The alien swung its massive arm down, trying to crush the honey badger in one blow, but the creature slipped under it with smooth, fast movements. Dust flew everywhere. The ground shook again. But the honey badger was already behind the alien before the blow even landed. The alien looked confused. That small creature should not have been that fast. The honey badger lunged forward and bit into the alien's armored leg. Sparks shot out. The alien roared, not out of pain but surprise. It kicked backward, trying to throw the honey badger away, but the creature held on with sharp jaws and refused to let go. Then with a twisting motion, the honey badger jumped away, landing on all fours in front of the boy. The boy simply stood there, calm and focused, as if he knew exactly what would happen. His breathing was steady. His eyes were locked on the alien. And even while chaos surrounded him, he didn't show fear, not even for a second. The alien turned toward him now. It looked at the boy, then at the honey badger, trying to understand how such a tiny defender had stopped its attack. The alien stepped forward again, slower this time, more careful. Its glowing eyes narrowed as it studied the honey badger's stance. The honey badger growled again. The students watching from windows felt chills run down their spines. The creature's sound felt louder than its size should allow. It didn't matter that the alien stood taller than any human, covered in dark armor and sharp metal. The honey badger was ready. It showed no fear because it had none. The alien crouched low, preparing for another attack. Its claws extended with a high metallic sound. It moved slowly, almost like a stalking predator. The air felt heavy. Everyone held their breath. Even the alarms from the academy building seemed quieter as the tension grew. Then the alien attacked again, but differently this time. It struck fast, using its tail like a whip, aiming for the honey badger's side. The creature dodged the tail by inches, rolling to the left and jumping forward. The alien swung its arms, trying to catch the small creature, but the honey badger slipped through every attack like water moving around stone. It bit the alien again, this time on the wrist of its armored hand. More sparks flew. The alien roared with frustration and pulled its arm back violently. The honey badger let go and landed neatly in the dust. The alien had been in battles across many worlds. It had fought large beasts, armored machines, and trained soldiers. But never had it met something so small that refused to be defeated, refused to fear, refused to move aside. Around them, students began to whisper from their hiding places. How is it so strong? That thing is crazy. The honey badger is winning. But the boy didn't speak. He didn't cheer. He didn't move. He watched the alien with steady eyes, waiting for the right moment. The alien let out a deep growl, something that echoed like metal scraping against stone. It opened its jaws and let out a long hiss of pure anger. Its glowing eyes flickered with new intensity. It stopped underestimating the honey badger. Now it prepared to fight seriously. The creature's armor shifted slightly, revealing mechanical joints and plates that aligned into combat position. Its claws extended longer. Its back plates opened, showing glowing energy cores. The alien had activated its full battle mode. Students gasped. Some dropped to their knees. Even some teachers felt fear return like a heavy blanket. But the honey badger stepped forward again. The alien charged for the third time, this time faster, almost blurring. The honey badger met it mid-charge, jumping high and landing on the alien's chest. The creature scraped at the alien's armor furiously, leaving deep marks. The alien grabbed the honey badger and threw it across the courtyard. The small creature rolled, hit a metal bench, and skidded to a stop. The boy's eyes widened for the first time. The honey badger shook itself, stood up again, and let out another roar. Even injured, even thrown across the courtyard, it was ready to continue. The alien took a step back, clearly surprised. The honey badger ran again, this time faster than before. It jumped onto the alien's leg, climbed up its arm, and bit into the metal plate near the alien's neck, right where the armor was thinner. The alien stumbled, trying to push the creature away. Then the boy finally spoke. His voice was soft, but it cut through the air with calm strength. Enough. The honey badger instantly dropped from the alien and stood in front of the boy again, as if obeying a command without hesitation. The alien froze, shocked that the creature listened so perfectly to a simple command. The boy took one step forward. Students held their breath. Even the alien leaned back slightly, sensing something strange about him. "You came to destroy our academy," the boy said softly, "but you cannot harm anyone here." The alien stared at him, confused and angry. Its glowing eyes flickered again. It raised its claws, preparing for another attack, but before it could move, something unexpected happened. The ground around them began to vibrate, not from the alien, but from deeper underground. A low rumbling sound spread through the courtyard. The alien turned its head, sensing danger that was not the honey badger. The boy did not look surprised. He whispered to the honey badger again, and the honey badger's fur rose as if something powerful was approaching. The alien stepped back, unsure for the first time since entering this world. The war was only beginning. The rumbling under the academy kept growing, shaking the tiles and making small stones jump on the ground. Students hid behind broken walls and classroom windows, feeling fear rise again. The alien invader turned sharply, scanning the source of the vibration with its glowing eyes. Its armor plates shifted, preparing for a new threat. Dust drifted down from rooftops as the deeper rumble grew louder and louder. Something powerful was waking below the academy. The boy didn't move. His honey badger stood firmly in front of him, growling but not attacking yet. It stared at the alien with the same fearless anger, but now its ears twitched, listening, waiting. The alien felt the ground shake again and stepped backward, unsure of what was happening. It had expected resistance from drones, soldiers, maybe human weapons. But not this. Not a child, not a honey badger, and certainly not something large moving beneath the academy. A loud cracking sound echoed across the courtyard as a piece of ground near the central fountain split open. Students gasped and covered their ears. Dust shot upward in a small cloud. The alien faced the opening, claws ready, muscles tense. A thick metal hatch pushed upward from beneath the ground. It looked old, probably something built for emergencies years ago but forgotten by most people. The hatch opened slowly, letting out a hiss of warm air. The alien stepped closer, curious but cautious. A bright red light flashed inside the opening, then a long mechanical arm rose out. The alien leaned forward, confused. The arm looked like it belonged to some kind of machine, a defense system humans rarely used. The arm rotated, clicked into place, and lifted something heavy. Metal clanged loudly. Slowly, a huge robot emerged from underground. The robot stood nearly as tall as the alien and shaped like a guard built for heavy protection. Its body was reinforced with thick steel plates. Its eyes glowed blue, and its steps made the ground vibrate. It was not sleek like the alien. It was not graceful. But it was strong, built for one purpose: defend the academy at all costs. Teachers watching from inside the academy whispered in shock. Many had never seen the old defense unit activated. It was only meant for the direst emergency. Something or someone must have triggered it. The alien hissed, raising its claws. It had fought machines before. It believed it could destroy this one too. But the robot didn't strike. It simply walked forward until it stood between the alien and the boy. Its heavy voice spoke, echoing across the courtyard in a deep metallic tone. "Academy threat detected. Primary objective, protect all students." The boy watched the robot with calm eyes. He didn't seem surprised by its appearance. He rested his hand on his honey badger's back, gently encouraging it to stay alert but patient. The alien clicked its jaws together and swung its tail toward the robot, testing its strength. The metal tail slammed against the robot's chest with a loud clang. The robot slid back half a step but remained standing. It didn't even raise its arms. Instead, it scanned the alien again. Hostile confirmed. Then the robot attacked. Its fist shot forward like a hammer. The alien blocked with its arm, but the force sent it sliding back across the courtyard. Dust blew upward as the alien regained balance. It growled in anger and rushed forward again. The robot swung another heavy punch, but the alien dodged this time, moving with unbelievable speed. The two clashed fiercely, metal against metal, claws scraping armor, sparks lighting the air. Students stared from all corners of the academy. Some watched with terror, some with awe. The honey badger watched with narrowed, calculating eyes, growling low. The alien leaped onto the robot's shoulders, stabbing its claws into the metal plating. The robot staggered. The alien tried to tear off its head, pulling with all its strength, but the robot grabbed the alien's tail and threw it off. The creature flipped in the air and landed on all fours, snarling. The robot reached for the alien again, but this time the alien struck first, slicing across the robot's side. Metal flew off. Wires snapped. The robot faltered, sparks shooting from its wound. The students gasped. The alien gained confidence again, stepping forward to finish the machine. But the honey badger moved first. It shot forward like a dart, biting the alien's ankle with fierce strength. The alien roared and tried to shake it off, but the honey badger held tight. It twisted sharply, making the alien stumble backward. The robot took the chance. It swung its good arm and hit the alien across the chest, sending it crashing into a stone wall. The impact cracked the wall and knocked dust into the air. The alien stood again, furious and panting. Its armor glowed brighter now, reacting to damage. Its breathing grew louder, sharper. It was stronger than before, almost desperate. The boy stepped forward slightly, putting one hand on the honey badger's head. "You're not alone," he whispered, his voice steady and warm. The honey badger growled loudly, encouraged by the boy's voice. The robot turned its head slightly, recognizing the boy as a protected target. Even though the robot was damaged, it positioned itself between the alien and the boy again. The alien stared at them both with burning eyes, one badly injured machine, one small animal, and one young child. Yet somehow it felt uneasy. These three stood like a united wall, fearless and calm. The alien let out a long roar, shaking the air. Its claws extended to full length. Sparks shot from its chest plate as its armor shifted into final combat mode. The boy didn't move. The honey badger didn't blink. The robot, though damaged, raised its arm again. The alien prepared to charge for the deadliest attack it could make. And then something no one expected happened. A voice echoed from the academy speakers, an old voice, deep and commanding. All students remain calm, reinforcements arriving. The alien froze, the students gasped. Even the honey badger paused for half a second, but the boy's small smile returned. The war at the academy was far from over. The announcement from the academy speakers echoed over the damaged courtyard, mixing with the smell of dust and sparks. Students hiding behind fallen benches and broken pillars lifted their heads, hope flickering in their eyes. Teachers inside buildings paused, listening carefully. Reinforcements were coming. Someone had finally taken control of the academy systems again, but the alien invader did not understand the human language. It only sensed one thing: more enemies on the way. Its glowing eyes narrowed, its claws clicked together, and its armor plates crawled across its body like living metal. The creature was preparing for something brutal, something final. The robot, though damaged and sparking, stood tall once more. Its blue lights flickered as it shifted into a defensive stance. The honey badger lowered its body, claws digging into the broken tiles as it hissed. And the boy simply stood between them, calm as ever, watching the alien's body language with sharp attention. Dust began to settle over the courtyard. The alien took one heavy step forward. Its tail curled behind it like a whip ready to strike. It raised its head slowly, studying the boy as if trying to understand why he did not fear death. But before the alien could advance again, a distant roaring sound filled the sky. Everyone looked up. 3 Academy defense ships shot through the clouds, leaving long trails of blue light behind them. They were small but fast, shaped like sharp arrows built for quick-response attacks. Their engines hummed deeply, shaking loose small pebbles on the ground. Students shouted in excitement. Teachers ran outside, pointing at the ships. The academy had finally reacted. The alien, however, turned toward the sky with annoyance, not fear. It crouched low, preparing to jump. It wanted to end the fight before more trouble arrived. The boy watched it closely. He whispered something to his honey badger. The honey badger nodded, almost like it understood the plan. The defense ships descended quickly, circling the courtyard. Spotlights lit the alien from above, casting its long shadow across the ground. The alien lifted its claws and snarled at the ships, the sound piercing through the courtyard. A voice came from one of the ship's speakers. "Alien threat detected, preparing containment." Students cheered, believing the nightmare was over. But the boy did not cheer. His expression didn't change. He kept his hand on the honey badger's back, steady and calm. The alien turned sharply toward the ships. It bent its legs and sprang upward with incredible force. The jump was so powerful that it flew almost straight toward the nearest ship. The pilot shouted and tried to dodge, but the alien landed on the hull with a loud metallic crash. Students gasped. Teachers backed away. The ship shook violently in the air. The alien roared and raised its claws, trying to slice into the ship's armor. Sparks flew. The ship lost balance and tilted sideways. The pilot fought the controls, trying not to crash into the academy. The robot stepped forward, watching the alien cling to the ship. It lifted its arm, ready to fire a magnetic pulse, but it hesitated. If it fired now, it could destroy the ship along with the alien. The honey badger didn't hesitate. It sprinted across the courtyard, claws scratching the ground, and leaped onto the academy's broken fountain. From there, it launched itself into the air with a powerful jump. For a second, everyone thought it would fall short. But honey badgers never missed when it mattered. It landed directly on the alien's tail. The alien twisted, shocked, and tried to shake the creature off. The honey badger bit into the tail with fierce strength. The alien screeched and lost its grip on the ship, falling back toward the courtyard. The honey badger released it at the last second and twisted midair, landing safely on a broken table. The alien crashed into the ground, cracking the tiles again. The impact shook the courtyard so hard that several students lost their balance. The robot took that chance. It walked forward and grabbed the alien by the shoulders while it was still recovering. The alien snarled and fought back, stabbing the robot with sharp claws, but the robot held on tightly, its metal arms groaning under the pressure. The alien pushed back with surprising force. The robot's feet dug into the ground, leaving deep marks. The two struggled, locked in a battle of strength. The boy finally stepped forward, his voice calm but stronger than before. "You need to stop. You don't understand what you're doing." The alien snapped its head toward him. Its glowing eyes flickered with anger. It did not understand his words, but it understood the tone. The boy was not begging. He was warning. Something about that irritated the alien more than anything else. It pushed the robot away with a violent surge of strength. The robot fell backward, crashing into a pile of rubble. Sparks flew, and its lights dimmed, but it still attempted to stand back up. The alien rose, breathing hard, armor glowing brighter, almost pulsing with rage. It locked eyes with the boy. The honey badger growled loudly and stepped in front of him, ready to attack again. But the alien didn't strike the honey badger. It charged toward the boy. Students screamed. Teachers shouted. Even the pilots in the hovering ships panicked when they realized what was happening. The courtyard glowed with soft blue light as the energy barrier around the boy slowly faded. The students who had been hiding now stared at him with wide, confused eyes. Teachers stepped out from the academy doors, unsure if they were dreaming. Even the pilots in the hovering ships looked down in shock. They had seen shields before, but not like this, not one that rose from the ground instantly and reacted to a child's voice. The alien invader pushed itself up slowly. It shook its head, confused and angry, trying to understand what had struck it. Its armor flickered with unstable light as it struggled to maintain balance. The honey badger limped back toward the boy, still growling but showing clear signs of injury. One of its paws shook slightly. Dust clung to its fur. The boy kneeled and gently placed his hand on the honey badger's back. His touch was soft, calm, comforting. The honey badger lifted its head and let out a low, determined growl, ready to keep fighting even through pain. The robot, still damaged, tried to stand again. Its gears made rough grinding sounds as it pushed itself upright. Despite the broken parts, it refused to shut down. The alien watched them all, breathing heavily. The glowing eyes flickered again, not only with anger but with a new emotion, uncertainty. This was not the simple target it had expected. This was not the weak world it thought it could break. The boy finally stood up. His face remained calm, but something faint shimmered in his eyes. Not power, not anger, something deeper. Something quiet but strong. "You do not understand this world," the boy said softly. "You think strength comes from claws or armor, but strength comes from something else." The alien hissed sharply, confused by his words. It took a step forward, lowering its claws, preparing another attack. The honey badger moved to block the alien again, but the boy held out his hand. "Wait." The honey badger stopped instantly. The alien hesitated, surprised by the command's firmness. It lowered its head slowly, watching the boy carefully, trying to judge whether this child was truly a threat. The defensive ships above circled lower, preparing to fire if needed. But the boy looked up and raised his hand again. No shooting. The pilots heard the order through their communication link and hesitated. They didn't know who the boy was. They didn't understand how he activated the defenses. But something in his voice told them to trust him. The alien took another step forward, but slower this time. Its claws lowered slightly. It scanned the boy again, perhaps realizing that this child was not normal. The ground beneath them began to pulse softly. Blue rings of light moved outward from where the barrier had risen. The alien looked down, confused. It sensed energy unlike anything it had seen in any planet it had conquered. A memory flickered inside the alien's mind, warnings from its leaders, old records from past scouts, mentions of the Academy, reports that humans were unpredictable, strange, and dangerous in ways that logic could not explain. The alien had ignored those warnings. Now it felt the truth. The boy stepped forward slowly. The honey badger limped behind him but stayed beside him like a loyal guardian. The robot steadied itself, ready to assist if needed. "You came here to destroy the Academy," the boy said softly. "But do you know what the Academy really is?" The alien tilted its head, confused. The boy continued. "It is not just a place where humans learn. It is a place where the universe changes." The alien's claws twitched. It didn't understand the language, but it understood the tone. The boy was not bragging. He was stating a simple fact. The ground pulsed again with faint blue light. Teachers inside the academy noticed the same energy moving through the walls, awakening old systems they didn't recognize. Holograms flickered. Locked doors opened by themselves. Data panels turned on without anyone touching them. The academy was responding. The alien's breathing grew louder. It sensed danger growing, not the kind that came from weapons, but something deeper, something ancient. The boy took another step forward. "When humans face danger, we do not fight alone." The honey badger growled as if confirming his words. "We learn, we adapt, we grow stronger." The blue pulse spread faster through the courtyard, lighting up patterns on the tiles, strange symbols no one had ever seen before. Students gasped, backing away. Teachers were speechless. The alien took a step back. The boy stopped walking. "It is not too late for you to leave," he said quietly. "You don't have to be destroyed here." The alien tensed. Its instincts screamed at it to run, but its pride held it in place. It was a warrior of its race. It had been sent to conquer this academy. Its leaders predicted easy victory. Leaving now meant failure, dishonor. It let out a slow, sharp hiss. The honey badger lowered its body again, ready to leap even in pain. The robot raised its surviving arm, prepared to strike. The academy lights flickered with rising energy. The alien clenched its claws and stepped forward again, refusing to retreat. Its armor plates locked into final attack position. Its glowing teeth shined brighter. It opened its jaws, preparing the strongest attack it had. But just as it began its charge, the ground in front of the academy cracked open again. This time wider, deeper, louder. Students screamed. Teachers shouted. Even the pilots backed away in their ships. A massive column of blue light erupted upward like a fountain reaching the sky. The wind blasted outward, pushing dust and debris across the courtyard. The alien shielded its face. The honey badger dug its claws into the ground. The robot raised its arm to protect the boy. And through the bright light, a shape began to rise. Huge, ancient, mechanical, a guardian far more powerful than the robot that had fought earlier. The alien's eyes widened as the shape finished rising, standing tall above the courtyard. The boy looked up, calm and certain. He whispered one soft word to himself. "Finally." The alien took a step back, fear creeping into its glowing eyes. Its war was no longer against a boy, a honey badger, or a damaged robot. Something much bigger had awakened. The giant machine rising from the cracked ground towered over everyone. Dust swirled around its massive frame as the blue light faded, revealing metal plates that looked ancient yet strong, glowing with old energy signs that pulsed like a heartbeat. The students stared in total silence. Teachers stepped backward, unable to believe what they were seeing. Even the pilots in the defense ships froze in place. The alien stood still as a statue, its glowing eyes wide. It had come expecting to crush a school. It had not expected to face something like this, a guardian built long before it was born. The enormous machine finally locked into place with a deep metallic sound. Its eyes opened, shining with bright white light. A voice came from it, deep and layered, sounding like many voices speaking at once. Primary defense protocol awakened, scanning all threats. The alien's armor flickered with fear. It took one step back, claws shaking. This guardian wasn't just a weapon. It was something built for wars no one remembered. Something that had slept beneath the academy for decades, waiting for the right moment. The honey badger growled at the alien, limping but ready. The small robot stood upright again, using its functioning arm for balance. The boy stood between them all, calm as the morning sky. The Guardian lowered its head slightly toward the boy, as if recognizing him. Authorization signal detected, it said. Student priority, level 0. Teachers gasped. Level 0 authority was something even the headmaster didn't have. Only one person could activate ancient systems. The Academy's chosen heir, someone with a connection to its core systems. The boy. The alien now realized something far more frightening than machines or weapons. The child was not a simple student. He was linked to the Academy itself, connected to its systems, its guardians, its intelligence. The boy stepped forward and looked up at the giant Guardian. "Thank you for waking up." The Guardian responded with a low hum, almost respectful. The alien hissed loudly, refusing to accept defeat. It raised its claws once more, its glowing teeth shining brighter than ever. Every part of its armor activated at maximum power. The creature was preparing to gamble everything on one final attack. The boy turned his head toward the alien. His expression did not change, but his voice became firmer. "You do not need to die here. You can still leave." The alien roared in frustration. It did not understand the boy's words, but it understood the tone. The child was offering mercy to a creature that had come to destroy his home. To the alien, mercy felt like humiliation. It charged. The ground cracked under its feet as it rushed forward with unbelievable force. Its claws were aimed at the boy, its teeth glowing bright, its armor burning with red-hot power. This was its strongest attack, the kind that could tear through steel. The honey badger leaped forward, ready to defend the boy even if it cost its life. The robot raised its arm to block. The pilots in the ships shouted warnings. Teachers screamed for the boy to move, but the boy did not move. He simply raised his hand. The Guardian reacted instantly. A wall of blue energy slammed down between the alien and the boy like a hammer from the sky. The alien hit it with full force. The explosion of energy lit the entire courtyard in bright white light. The alien flew backward, crashing into a thick pillar and shattering it into pieces. Silence fell. The alien tried to stand again but collapsed. Its armor flickered weakly. Its claws trembled. The glowing lights inside its body dimmed. It tried to roar but only managed a weak hiss. The honey badger stepped forward, growling at the alien. The robot stood tall again, ready for orders. The Guardian's eyes shined brightly, watching the creature with ancient judgment. The boy walked toward the alien slowly. Everyone held their breath. The alien watched him with dull eyes, its pride broken, its strength gone. The boy stopped in front of it. "You are not our enemy," he said quietly. "You were told lies about humans, about this academy, about what we are." The alien blinked slowly, confused. The boy knelt so he could look directly into its glowing eyes. "Humans do not destroy without reason. We do not conquer for fun. We protect what matters. We learn. We grow. And we fight only when we must." The alien made a weak clicking sound, almost like a question. The boy gently placed his hand on the honey badger's head as it stood beside him. "And sometimes," he said softly, "even the smallest creature can teach the universe what true courage is." The alien looked at the honey badger, then at the giant Guardian, then back at the boy. It finally understood. It had not been defeated by weapons. It had been defeated by something it had never seen in any world: unity, courage, loyalty, heart. The alien lowered its head, accepting its defeat, not out of fear but out of respect. The boy stood up and turned toward the Guardian. "Let it leave." The Guardian hummed, confirming release protocol. The giant machine raised one arm. A beam of soft blue energy surrounded the alien. Its armor stopped flickering. Its breathing steadied. It was not healing, but it was no longer dying. Students watched with confused expressions. Teachers exchanged glances. Mercy in war was rare, but humans were different. The academy taught more than fighting. It taught choices. The Guardian stepped back, leaving a path open. The alien slowly rose, trembling but alive. It looked at the boy one last time. The honey badger growled but did not attack. The robot